How do you deal with wet, soaked lawns from the rain in your lawn care business? If that's a question that you're always, how do I do it? What do I do? If that's always on your mind, this video is for you. Before we get started, I'm Jacob Godar. I have a lawn care and landscape company here in Florida, and then also one in Illinois. And I've dealt with both conditions here in sunny Florida, where you can see it just got done raining, and in Illinois, where the soil is much different. There's not all the sand, and it gets muddy, and it becomes a much bigger mess quicker. So today we're going to talk about how we deal with it and talk about some of the things you can do. There's going to be a little road noise here. I wanted to at least show there was some rain, so you're going to have to deal with the road. But I want to talk about the things we do and how we handle this to help you if this has been a struggle for you. Number one is educating our clients. You know, when you first start out, you can get going and it might not be that big of an issue because maybe you only have 10, maybe you only got 20, maybe you only got 30. But there's a point of time where you start to realize no matter what, I need to stay on schedule. So how do I do it? What are the steps to stay on schedule? And what ends up happening is you realize you have to get the mowing done. You have to get it done near no matter what. And before you know it, you're mowing in wetter and wetter and wetter conditions. And the people that are always saying, oh, I don't mow anything when it's wet. If you don't have many lawns, then yeah, you can do that. When you have hundreds of lawns, thousands of lawns, you have to get stuff done either way. Number one's communication, upfront communication. Once we realized we started to have some really rainy months, we realized that we were going to have to notify our clients about how we were going to proceed. And that if there wasn't standing water on a property, we were going to mow even if it just got done raining. Obviously, we're gonna try to not do damage, but there could be some tracking from time to time. There could even be some turn marks. If there was damage though, it's notifying them up front about how you're gonna handle it and then talking about how you'll stand behind it. So we're gonna go out and we're gonna do it and we're gonna do our best to cut no matter what, unless it's obvious there's standing water or it's for sure it's soft and we're gonna cause major damage. But if we do cause damage, we're gonna fix it and we're gonna make it right. Then you have to say the reason. It's not just for the sake of us getting it done, getting that money and mowing no matter what, but there's a flip side to that. What's the other option? Sometimes in some certain seasons, if you don't mow this week and then it gets pushed back and gets pushed back and then you don't mow it next week because it rains again, it can just snowball and snowball and snowball. Grass grows so fast in anyone's rainy season that if it starts snowballing, all of a sudden you'll have foot tall grass. Once you have foot tall grass, if you bring that back down to natural height, the normal height, you don't just cause mud ruts, you don't just cause a couple little turn spots, you stress out and can yellow a whole lawn. So for the overall health of the lawn, we realized that it was in our best interest to stay on top of it. And if we caused a little bit of damage, we'll seed, put in little sod patches, whatever it is to keep the teams rolling. But this all came with upfront information, documentation on how we were going to handle it. And then if homeowners had a special request, then we gave them the ability to decide, what would you rather do? Would you rather us wait and potentially yellow out your whole lawn, stress out your whole lawn, make it more susceptible to weeds and other things, not just in a turn mark area, but in the whole lawn? Or would you rather us just mow almost no matter what, get it done, stay on top of it, and stand behind issues that we caused? Because that's what we need to do. If we're going to damage something, we need to stand behind that. And if we know we're mowing in questionable weather, questionable conditions, we know it's going to happen, so why not just notify and let people pick? So what ended up happening is we went from being stressed about worrying about mowing in bad conditions, really we're able to move into mowing in worse and worse conditions. Not that we want to do that, but you can't get behind. In Illinois, they mow 400 probably lawns. Here in Florida, they mow right around 300 lawns. You just can't let that pile up and get behind. You know, a lot of times if it's only sprinkling, if there's no thunder, like we're going to be mowing either way so we can keep on schedule. So notify them, help them understand the situation, then tell them that, you know, you're going to be able to stand behind the work no matter what, and then come in and talk about, like, here's the options though. If you don't want us to, this is the other option. Here's some of the downfalls of that. Here's the option that we're going with the majority. Here's what we plan to do to stand behind that. This has worked really, really well for our company. It's still something that no matter what, you're going to struggle with. Somebody's going to watch this video and they're going to say, never cut when it's wet because it stresses, whatever. You know, everybody does their own thing. This has worked for us. And the biggest point you can get out of this that applies to so many other things in your business is education up front is going to allow you to have more success with your clients in all situations, because when they know what's coming up, and even if there's some good and bad in it, it allows them to be more understanding either way and navigate that situation versus work yourself into a bind, have to mow it all no matter what, or do something that causes a problem, and now there was no notification. And you can be trying to do the right thing and not educate enough and still cause a problem. So go through these processes. This will really allow you to move forward and have more success in the situation. Hope everyone is doing well. If you like this video and it gave you some ideas on how to handle things, make sure to give it a thumbs up, make sure to subscribe, and share this with someone else who may be struggling. Also, if you'd like to get in my coaching group, it's GROW Comm. It is closed again for this quarter, but it will be opening next quarter. To get on that waiting list, you can go to jacobgodar.com, go to the GROW Comm wait list, sign up. You'll get an email as soon as it opens. This is a community of people who want to grow their business, who help each other if they're struggling, go through these issues without the worry of feeling like you're asking a stupid question because you're on a Facebook group with people who have no business answering. Hope you all well. Talk to you soon.